Good morning and welcome to a lovely bright morning here in Brackley this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley in Northamptonshire, and that's here in the UK. It's Monday the 15th of January, so nearly halfway through the first month of our new year 2024. Thank you for joining me. It's a beautiful, bright but very cold morning, thick frost on the car and in the garden this morning, but a beautiful blue sky. So excuse me, that's always a good start to the week. Morning to you, Catherine. So thank you all for joining me this morning. If you're joining live, do say hi and let me know that you're here. And if you have any queries as we go along, don't hesitate to pop those in the comment section. And I will, if I see them, hopefully I will, then I can answer them as we go along. Not sure I need this extra light on. Let's have a look and see. Okay, no lights on, and we've still got plenty of light. So much nicer not to have the lights on because they reflect on everything. So today I'm showing you the design for our coffee and card, which starts tomorrow. I had to think about that. This afternoon's coffee and card is the one from last week that we're doing in Toaster. But this week we're using this fun stamp set called Trusty Tools. Now this is perfect obviously for anybody who is maybe a builder, a carpenter, a crafter, do-it-yourself fan. It could also be just for artists. So you've got paintbrushes, you've got pencil, and obviously you've got the tools here. So you've got hammer, you've got an adjustable spanner here and a tape measure, and then these fill in. If you're not happy on colouring, you can use the two-step stamping to fill in the handles, for example. And we have a happy Father's Day, a dad, thank you, you're the most awesome. And then we have some little bolts, screws and nuts there, and then a little bit here for the paint, for the paintbrush. So I hope you can see that. Sorry, a bit the wrong angle rather. So a great stamp set for do-it-yourself. It has some fantastic coordinating dies. So this stamp set on its own you can buy at £23. It's photopolymer, makes it really easy to use because it's see-through stamps. So you can see where you are stamping, which reminds me, I haven't got many blocks here, but I think we'll be okay. It has some coordinating dies, and you can find all of these on page 56 of our new catalogue, which is this page here. Obviously you can't see all of that in detail, but you can see the stamp set. The dies I'll show you in a second, and then it's got some sample ideas here as always, including a little 3D toolbox that's been created. So let me show you the dies. So that is on page 56. Hi Teresa, I hope you had a good weekend. I saw you did some crafting. So they look fabulous, the cards that you shared. So these are the many dies that you get in here. Let's see how many you get. 20 dies altogether. You get this fun design here that does the pegboard. So this just does holes. So you could use that for other things as well, just as interesting backgrounds. And then we've got all of the components that cut out the main images here. So you've got the tape measure, the paintbrush, the spanner and the hammer, these open ones here. It also cuts out the pencil. And then you've got this element here and a handle. Now I will cut these out separately to show you, because I'm going to run a class on this. It won't be a class in a box, but what it will be is if you buy the components through me, so if you buy the stamp set and the dies, then I'll send you the components to make the cards, so something slightly different. It also cuts out a drill, and there's some like secateurs here, little snips. There's the nuts and screws, there's the bit of the tape measure, there's all sorts of bits in here. This is part of the drill, but it could also be a key, so there's lots to this. And in addition to this, between now and the end of February, assuming it doesn't run out, you can get these papers for free. So these are the Trusty Tools papers, and these are in our celebration brochure, and of course they coordinate with the stamp set and they coordinate with some of the dies. So you'll see here there's that drill there, and that's similar to the die, so you can use the die to cut out these different colours. It doesn't cut out this particular one, it's a different size drill, she says. Oh no, it does. It's funny because I looked at that and I thought that was the wrong size. There we go. So that will cut out the drill, and then you've got the drill bit and this piece here, which I'm looking for on my sheet, but I can't see it. There's the drill bit there. There you go. So you can cut those out. And then you've got these components as well, which match the stamp set and the dies. So let me show you these papers. So you can't purchase these papers. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Val. But you can get them free with either a £45 order or by buying this particular bundle. And if you buy it with a bundle, then I'll send you components to make some cards. All the details, as I say, are on page 56. So let me just pop through these really quickly. So this is one of the papers, and we'll be using these at Coffee and Card. And then on the back of that, we've got some graph paper. We have this, which has a lot of screwdrivers, and then a nice general background, which is perfect for creating backgrounds for cards. We've got this with the hammers on one side, and then this has got lots of different screw heads and nuts. That would drive my dad mad. So my dad was an engineer, and if ever he was putting anything together that had screws, and in those days most screws were just a single flathead screw, they didn't tend to be Phillips, but even if they were, he would have to have them all lined up the same way, so they'd all be vertical. So that would drive him mad, because they're not. Then we've got this fun one here. Looks very much like a branded tool case that you could use. Morning, Caroline. And then this has got the screws and the screw heads and some bolts, nuts rather. That's the other side of that. And then this fun one here has rulers on it. And so what I've done with mine is literally cut them up into strips. So it's about 1 centimetre, and you can cut all of these up, and you'll see me use this for one of our cards. On the back of that it's got like some pegboard. And then finally we've got another sheet of tools, so a different sheet. So this has got the saw, it's got the spirit level, it's got a clamp, can't think what that's, a blade, couldn't think of the word then, paintbrush, and then some Lost Lagoon colour on the back. So as I say, you can't purchase this set, but you can earn it for free with an order over £45 between now and the end of February. This is in our celebration catalogue. Having said that, there's no guarantee, especially towards the end, that this will still be available. So if you like it, don't hesitate. And it can be £45 of any products of your choice. So if you need to stock up with papers or cardstock or envelopes, it doesn't have to be the Trusty Tools stamp set or dies. Right, so let me show you the designs that we're doing for Coffee and Card starting tomorrow. So I've got two designs. One is using the stamps and one is using the papers and one of the dies. So very simply, we're going to stamp the paintbrushes. Now I've just done them in the line, but you could do them coming down from the top at different heights, all sorts of variations. And then I stamped this as a background because I was going to put this on top, but of course you can hardly see the paintbrushes when you do that. So you could either just go with a plain backing, or maybe stamp the paintbrushes down the side, or maybe stamp something different across there. So let's get these pieces together. So I've got a piece of card here that is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, which actually matches the size that I would use for our note card. And then I've got a base card here of basic white, which is cut across the centre at 10.5 centimetres, scored at 14.85 for my base card. And then I haven't decided whether I'm going to go for a yellow or a red backing. So if you have a preference, let me know. I'll do the stamping first, and then we can decide what colour we're going to do when I come to colour this in. So this is Trusty Tools, so you could obviously use any of these, but I quite like the paintbrushes, so that's what I'm going to use. And let's have a block here, like so. I'll sit back on my chair properly, leaning over the edge rather. So you could have them coming in at different angles, or just like so. You could also stamp and cut these out with snips, fussy cut them, and have them hanging on your pegboard if you wanted to. So there's so many variations with this. So I'm going to stamp this. I just happen to have Memento to hand. Let's do it slightly differently so I've got a variation. And let's pop this on here, like so. And I'm just going to bring this down so it's easier for me to stamp this way. So I think what I'm going to do is I should have stamped in the middle first. Let's see how I'm going to get. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, it's going to be tight. Let's have a look. Maybe I'll get away with it if I do this. So they're a little closer together. Have them at different heights. I'm hoping then that this one will fit. Just. There we go. So really what you should do is put the one in the middle first and then work out, and that, because then you can even up, even if it goes off the edge, it'll be even. Never mind, it is Monday morning. So do we have any preference on colour, whether we're going to go for yellow or red? I'm just going to start by stamping this down the edge, and if you choose yellow, that's fine. I can just switch over. Now obviously you don't need to do over the whole thing anyway. Because the middle is going to be covered with the panel we've just stamped. Yeah, you still don't see much of it, but it will do for our purposes. Excuse me. So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. There we go. That's fine. Just going to stamp this up on the top, like so. Ooh, just going to fit in there. Okay. Just really so it's not blank on the top. And just do the same here. Like that. Okay, there we go. That will do. It's just a background. This is going to go on the top like that, and then we can stamp a sentiment across here. So we've got Father's Day, we've got the most awesome, and I appreciate that not everybody would give a Father's Day card, but you could make this a birthday card, a congratulations card for somebody maybe who's passed some exams, whatever you want that to be. I'm going to add my sentiment on, or maybe I'll just do a Father's Day so I've got a sample ready. Like so. And I might, this is Poppy Parade, and of course my Poppy Parade ink is in my bag. Okay, I don't want to unpack my bag ready because it's all ready for coffee and card this afternoon. So let's just stamp this in black. Try it out first, make sure it's okay. That's it. I don't use black very often, as most of you will know. Middle, left, middle, roughly. There we go. Okay, leave that there for a second. Okay, so now all that is needed is to colour these in. And new home, oh yes, that would be perfect. That was what I was thinking when I said congratulations, but I couldn't think what it needed to be. There we go. So I'm going to give these red handles and it's just going to use a little bit of dots. I'm using blends pens, but you could colour this in whatever watercolour, whatever colouring method you like. You can also use the infill for the stamp. Like so. Let's turn I can hear my self-talk. And And you could also make these look very weathered. You could do them in black, you could do them wood coloured, really whatever you fancy. And then this bit here. There we go. That one. So that's Dark Poppy Parade. I'm hoping this is light, which it is. So I'm just, oh, it hasn't got much ink in that side. You could do these different colours. That would be good fun, wouldn't it? And then I'm going to do this middle panel in a light grey. So not a blends colouring masterclass. That one. And I've just realised I've gone down the side there, which I didn't need to. Never mind. It's Monday morning. I hope you will forgive me. Voila. Now you could, if you wanted to, just cut out these images from the papers. So if you don't think you would use this stamp set, you could just order anything else that you wanted from any of the current catalogues, and then choose the papers as your free item, and it just duplicates up. So if you have an order for £90, you could choose 2 packs of the paper. Right. Oh, and this one. So in the stamp set, you have this here that you could use for stamping in there if you wished. There we go. So I hope everybody has something nice to look forward to this week, even the smallest thing. Okay, right, and let's add, what have I got to hand? Most of my blends, of course, are in my bag ready for this afternoon's coffee and card. So this is, I want to say light smoky slate. It is light smoky slate. Just going to go over these. Oh, not much ink left in here. There we go. Just about be enough for our purposes. And then you could add different colours for your paint. So on this one here, I've just used 3 different colours, and I just used my blends pen to colour those in. So I'm going to leave that little bit white for the minute. And then all I did, let's see if I've got a flirty flamingo. So all I did was run, this one's running out as well. I have ordered another set. Try this. That's better. Okay. And then you can either have the paint all the way up, or you can just have a little bit there. Let's do like so. You lift that up so you can see it. Let's do a red one, like so. And if you've got any of the stamps that have got like a splat, you could have that all over the place, couldn't you? Right, let's see what else have I got in the reds. I've got a cherry cobbler. Let's see. So. And what else have I got that's sort of pinkish? I've got an old colour here, Rococo Rose. Let's pop that. That'll do. So I've got different reds and pinks. Now you don't have to colour those in, you could just have a little bit at the bottom, but there we go, they've got our different ones there. And then you could add a different colour for that strip across. I've got a light basic black that I'm just going to run across there. So you can just have a little bit of fun with this, like so. Be quite good for colours of the rainbow, wouldn't it? But as I said, you could do this with different tools. It doesn't have to be the paintbrush. There we go. Okay, hopefully you can see that all right. Let's layer this up. So this is going to go straight onto that layer there. With some glue. I'm glad I didn't leave stuff in my car because it would have been very cold this morning. I might have frozen ink pads. Okay. Put this onto there. That's going to go onto our side opening card, like that. You can have a little bit of fun for this with this for a Valentine's Day card. With two paintbrushes and then like a painted heart or something in the middle. There we go. That's layered onto there, like so. So you could finish this off with a paintbrush on the inside and also on the envelope. But I just want to show you our other design for coffee and card, and that's this one here. So this is on a note card, and this is the die cut pegboard, which, as I said, you could use for absolutely anything. And then I fussy cut these little pieces actually from the edge of the card. So if you notice, it's not complete. And then there's one of those strips there. So just to show you how I did that, I have a note card here. I don't know where all of my bone folders have gone to. Okay, this is the pegboard, and I've just cut it from a piece that measures, I want to say 2 1/4 by 4, something like that. This is going to go onto the base, and this shows up then those dots really, really well. So let's just put those down nice and easy, like so. So this piece measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 inches. Sorry, they're inches, but that matches the note cards, which are 3 1/2 by 5. Okay, so this pegboard can go onto there. And then I just cut this up, as I said, into strips, and then you could line it right the way across here if you wanted to. I did it at an angle because I just thought that was a little bit fun, but you could do it, you know, have it hanging down, all sorts of things. So when you're putting this piece onto there, you don't want to go mad with your glue, because otherwise it'll seep through all the holes. So just a small amount. It's a bit wide, it's a bit narrow for tape, but you could definitely use our fine tip glue for this, because that's got a very fine nozzle. It is going flat. If you were careful, you could use some strips and pop it up on dimensionals. I haven't left much space on here. Let's just put a little bit in the middle, like so. So just be careful when you're doing that, and obviously this could go at an angle as well, like that. And then I popped this piece across here. Actually, I did that before I laid it down, never mind. So maybe I'll do this one differently. Maybe I'll have this one going across. Yes, Jenny. Didn't think that one through, did I? So let's cut this one straight. And measure that. Perfect. Might have it a little bit higher, a little bit lower. You could also do it this way and have it across the whole thing, so lots of variations. And then I'm just going to grab the papers, which are here, and and find the one that I've already cut into would be helpful, wouldn't it? Or not. Come on. Okay, I'll do that again. So I just literally fussy cut, but what I did was I used some of these edge pieces here, so don't feel you have to have the whole thing. So for example, I'm not going to fussy cut the pencil, but you could take the saw piece. We've got a screwdriver here, we've got a screwdriver here, and these pliers, whatever. That bit there. And what else have I got a part of that I could use? This one here. So don't feel you have to have the whole thing to cut out. And then I'm just going to cut around this. Most of them are fairly straightforward. Some of them a little bit more fiddly than others. Let's put this light on, I think, so you can see that a little bit better. This is where our paper snips are perfect for this. And this one here. So I could have preempted this by cutting some out, couldn't I? Okay, so I've got that. And I've just laid them out across the bottom, but you could pop these onto a circular die cut or something. You could really just have a little bit of fun. You could make a toolbox, as I'll be showing you later in the week. And I'm also back on live here, all being well, at 9 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, so at lunchtime today, to show you all of the papers in my latest paper share. And that features the papers from our mini catalogue. Okay. So just whizzing around there like that. And then you can either cut these with a bit of a border, or you can literally cut them straight on the line. And you could use the dies to cut some of them out as well. So like that drill, for example. Or you could stamp and use the dies to cut out. So this is just the design for coffee and card. So because I may have 20 plus people at coffee and card in the different sessions, it's got to be something that I can replicate for everybody. So here's my saw. I've got my screwdriver. I've got my little adjustable spanner, like that. And then I could put that actually right across the bottom, and that covers up the fact that they are only partly done. So let's do that. Just add a little bit of glue to these. As I say, you could certainly go to town. There's that one there. And then. So remember, these are paper, so just be careful if you're adding dimensionals on. Let's do this like so. I'm going to tuck that underneath. And if you've got the dies, you could die cut out some of the nuts and bolts and screws and things like that. So there's that layer. And then I'm going to put this one across like so, or maybe at the bottom. at the bottom, I think. Could put it at a jaunty angle, like that, I think. And you could put that on dimensionals, or add it to a piece of card and put dimensionals on. Okay. So my recommendation is to not mount it onto the card until you've got all of the elements on. So there we go, that's a similar variation. Obviously you can add more into that. And then this awesome here, I took the sentiment that says "You're the most awesome," and I just stamped it onto a small die cut and covered it up while I was inking it up. So let me find a die cut which I've got here. I think I've got the same one. Yeah. Because you could do awesome birthday, for example. Let's find block, layer this up, and desperately looking for a piece of post-it note. Try a piece of card to cover that up. This is pecan pie, only because it happened to be at hand, and I might just add this a tiny little bit there. Just going to stick it on. Normally I would use, oh, I've got post-it note tape. Sorry folks, you can tell it's Monday morning, can't you? Okay, so post-it note tape. Just like a post-it note on a roll. So I'm going to stick that over there, stick that over that little corner, ink up the stamp, like so. Take those away, that's pretty key not to forget that. And then stamp this onto here. There's not much to play with. There we go. So I've got awesome. So you could do awesome dad, for example. But I'm just going to add that onto there, like so. And if I could find my sheet of dimensionals, which I've just packed, I would pop that on dimensionals. But for the purposes of just finishing this off here, I'm going to just add some glue. And there we go. Let's put this one like so. It's going off the edge. There we are. So that's the equivalent to this one, just a slightly different format. And I will go back and add some more bits and pieces in, so you could cut out the tape measure, put that on top of everything if you wanted to, but just for the purposes of showing you this, this is our coffee and card designs. So we have this one here with the paintbrushes, and then we have one with the tools. So those are our coffee and card designs starting tomorrow, and we have coffee and cards in Toaster this afternoon, and that's featuring the stamp set that we used last week, the detailed dogwood. That's the one with those lovely flowers. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're able to join me for a crafting session. I will be back 1 o'clock today to run through my paper share, and I will be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. To do some more work with these, especially using the dies. So I hope you're able to join us then. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. Just realised that's a little bit one-sided. Put the light on there. And I will craft with you again really soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.